Hi and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Marionbrigantia and I am a priestess. And this video series I dedicate to sharing with you what it is to be a modern time priestess. So last time I had a lot of people reacting and sending me questions. What is very helpful. I often get questions when I do tours or I meet people in the temple about what it is to be a priestess, and this actually inspired me to start this video series. So thank you for your questions, and obviously not all in this first time, but through the series I will come back to the questions you ask me. And please do keep sending me questions because it's very good to know what you would like to know from me. So the first question, and I would say of course, was how do I become a priestess? So to start off with, when I talk about priestess, I mean all people who serve goddess. So priest and priestess both are possible in the goddess tradition. It's not just for women. It is for all goddess loving and curious people who would like to explore goddess, to explore what it is to work with her, to connect with her. It is a very inclusive path, and that's one of the things that really attracted me when I started this path, when I came across this path, was that there was a great lack of dogma, and it was very inclusive for all people. So having said that, I'll talk about priestess because I will talk about my own experience, just that you know that all people are included. Another thing is also when you work with goddess, and this was one of the questions, you don't have to be a priestess to work and to be connected with goddess. So I will talk a little bit about the trainings that we are offering here in Avalon. I myself teach the Priestess of Brigantia training, and that is one of the trainings that is offered here in Glastonbury. The other trainings are, for instance, Priestess of Rhiannon, Priestess of Avalon, Priestess of Caradwyn, Priestess Healer, Priestess of Freya, and other priestess trainings. And we are growing, and this is an interesting thing because you can become a priestess of goddess without choosing a specific goddess. But what I find is that a lot of people are actually called by a specific goddess, by a specific energetic and quality of goddess. Yeah, this is a whole other chapter which I will probably touch on another time, but it actually means the different goddesses and the different qualities. But yeah, so when you come across goddess, and for instance you come to the goddess conference and you are really touched and you would like to do more with goddess, you can go to workshops, you can read books. There's many ways to dive into the world of goddess, and one of them is to do a priestess training. But even when you are going to start a priestess training, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to become a priestess. I think to become a priestess is a true calling. It's a vocation like other vocations, you know, people who are doctors or nurses or teachers, they are really feeling that this is who they are. And I had that as well. As I said in the first video, I felt I always was a priestess. The only thing was that nobody said to me when I was in secondary school, saying, "Oh, Marion, why don't you go and study to be a priestess?" That was just not in any vocabulary or mindset. So to be a priestess was something that I came across when in my late 30s. I think now there is a little bit more opening and a little bit more known about this path, but still I don't think in any secondary school this will be talked about. I'd like to go to a school actually and say, "Oh, why don't you?" Anyway, so so when I first came across the path, I knew I wanted to become a priestess. But people who come to my training, sometimes they just want to connect with Bridget. They just want to really feel that connection with the divine feminine. And most trainings here in Avalon are set up like that. So the first years of the trainings are really about finding out who Goddess is, who she is for you, how she manifests in your life, how you can connect with her. And this is very much a path of self-discovery, of remembering, of reclaiming, and working with yourself. It's an empowering path for women and men to find the divine feminine in ourselves. Of course, in our society, the masculine is very much on the forefront. So to get in contact with the feminine and divine feminine in yourself is really is quite extraordinary for a lot of people, and it's very heart opening and inviting. So this year you work with the wheel of the goddess, and you go through your life, you go through your seasons. Yes, that's something else I will tell a little bit more in another video. But it is definitely a journey of self-discovery and a journey towards self-love. For me, Goddess is very much love. And to find that inner connection, that inner flame, that spark inside, that is really set up for I would say all the priestess trainings here that I know of here in Avalon. So you can connect in another way. You don't have to do a training. You don't even have to do a training to become a priestess. But we have floated away so far from this practice that it's good to share this journey with others. And it's also about becoming a sisterhood, a brotherhood of people that work together with Goddess. So after this first year, that is very much about self-exploration, there is a second year and sometimes a third year in the trainings. And the second year, again with most of the trainings, will be about pathways of priestesses. This is definitely how I call it in my training, the pathways of Priestess Brigantia. And it is the practicalities. How are you a priestess? What do you do? How do you organize ceremony? How do you give workshops? How do you do ceremonies for people? So you have seasonal ceremonies, you have personal ceremonies. How do you help people connect? And this is very much a service bit. So the second year is very much like what it is can you offer as a priestess to Goddess and to the people who come on your path. So my three big things that I have in service in my priestess life is well, first of all, I teach the priestess training. The second big one is that I am organizer and ceremonious of the Goddess Conference, which I organize together with Katinka. And for me, the third one is that I am a tour guide. And that sounds quite worldly, but I offer specifically goddess-based walks and tours here in around Avalon and in the southwest, to sacred places where we can very much connect with Goddess. So, and then you deepen your work with practice. You deepen your connection with Goddess, with sharing with other people. It is really a never-ending journey, and it's a beautiful journey. It's transformative. It's really very worthwhile, and I am very grateful that actually I have found this path that so resonated with me, and that I can share that as a priestess with you and with everybody who comes on my path. So I hope that answered this question a little bit. As I said, please do keep sending me questions, and I look forward to speaking to you next week. Blessed be.